Ma'am, can you see this, please?
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. Good afternoon, ma'am, and good afternoon, all the girls who are present here. I am Sakshi Patel. My roll number is 4243, and I am working in the project of student grade prediction, analysis prediction. So, this generally helps the people in the university to know where they're standing as people and how can their performance improve, and also for the professors to understand as to where the people are going and how exactly can they be more productive and contribute more to themselves on an individual level and to the university and getting the best out of them. So, talking a little about the project before directly diving into the code is first, what was the major objective for me choosing this project? Given that I myself am a college student and I have seen that there are people who get their grades low and everything, and they're a little clueless as to how do they progress and everything. I feel like this could be a project that I could relate to and maybe understand and implement better. So here we basically focused on prediction of the final grade. I've taken in the data from Google of like Portuguese high school students. They were like 389 in number. Now going on to the data set information, something that I just talked about now. So the data, as I mentioned before, is something that we're using from the secondary school. There are multiple characteristics and attributes that you will see in the data. It has their academic as well as their personal details so that we can understand them in the best way possible, because whenever you're studying as a person, there are external grades as well that affect your performance and external factors as well. For example, where you live, what you're doing, and all of these things. So that is the reason why we have both of these characteristics in, and from that we get in the grade and we see how they're performing as an individual. Now, going on to the third and the last part as to what exactly was the purpose for going on for this project is that if you see in universities and everything, as I mentioned before, there are, whenever you work for any of the college, given that even you are at a training placement head, you would always want that the retention that you have for your college is the best, and that your students are progressing in the best way possible and getting the results that they as an individual want and something even you want from them. So you as a support system for them can provide them all the resources and guidance only when you know where they're lagging. So this prediction analysis helps us understand as to what are exactly the factors as to why are they lagging in some case, or like if there are people who are doing better, then maybe we can see from there as to what are the aspects that they're doing well in, and the ones who are a little behind, we can help them to understand, okay, like these are the places that you need to work in and all of these things. So taking that data into actual use and helping the other people out so that their results are the best. And then we go on to the algorithm, which is the regression algorithm that we use in this, so that whatever inputs we are giving in, we are getting in the best data out of it, and that data is actually helpful and not just there on the sheets just for the sake of being it. So this is the basic concept of the project that I had in. Now I will take you through the code and explain it to you as to how exactly it works. So firstly, it's basic. We are importing the packages and the library, and we go in with Panda and then Matplot and Seaborn. This is something that we are going to use it in our code as well. So that whatever data we are taking in, it has the best representation. So like Matplot would have been there, but Seaborn helps it even be more attractive, and there is this informative statistical graphs that helps us understand the data better. And then after that, we read our data set, that is the 389 people's data of the Portuguese students that we have in, and then 395. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So now, then after that, we print in the number of people that we have in, and grade 3 is their final grade that is being calculated, and G1 and G2 is the uh, primary and the secondary ones. So G3 needs to be calculated, which comes from all of these factors. So that is something that is shown in here. And then we go on to the information of the students that is there, basically seeing what are the attributes, what are the columns, what are the data that we have exactly collected from our students. And then after that, once these are the columns that you see in, that is being collected, multiple things so that we have the best data possible. After that, we go on to the columns, exactly the attributes that I was talking about before, be it school, sex, age, address, and G1, G2, G3, that are the grades, the health, the absence, activities, everything, so that we know exactly how the student is progressing and we're not just restricting ourselves to academic aspects. Then after that, understanding exactly what the description is. So we go into have the data sets description. So this is the description that you can see for all of the columns that we have in. And then just to see the first five and the first five and the last five datas, we go with the values of the data set, that is the head one, to get in the first five ones. And then after that we go on to the last one, which is via tail, to see what are the last values. So these are something that you can see, as I said, it's from 0 to like 394. So you will see 0 to 4 in the beginning and 390 to 394 now. So we have a complete check that the data that we have is complete and everything. Now, just to be on a safer side and see if there are not any null values, we check in if all of it is there or not. If there is any, we work on it and we ensure that it is not null, so that the data is efficient as possible. So that check is done. There is no null data, so that is perfect. And then we move on to having cufflinks in, so that we can use that in our column and then having the data as per we need it. After this, we go on to having plots, so that our data is perfectly divided, and on the basis of that, our analysis for the same can be started. And we have used it cufflinks also, so both of them are linked, and then we can start accordingly. And this is the data that you can see for all of the columns out there. As you move your cursor, you will see on the basis of the x and the y axis, you will find in the data that are there on the basis of the data set that we have accordingly. Post that, we go into defining the plots out there, and then defining our x-axis and y-axis. So x is basically the age that we are taking, and y is exactly the G3, which is the final grade that we are getting in. And the mode that we are using in here is markers. So you can see that you will have those reflected in here via the data. So we basically have the understanding as to which grade people, like what are the grades that they're getting, and which age people are performing well, which age people are not performing well, where does our focus need to shift. And then post this is done, we get in the age and the grade analysis. And then now that you can see it in marker style, you can see it in box style as well. Box style looks even more effective. So just going on with that concept, showing the plot with the box style. So this is the box style representation of the same. On the y-axis, you can see all of the columns that I was talking about in the beginning. And then after that, this is the representation of the same. And then now we go on to showing in again the grade 3 and the color that is being shown of the graph. And this is the result for the same that we understand. So getting in a better understanding as to who's scoring how much and everything. And then now going on to the next thing is for us to like just define exactly the color scheme and everything, and to check if there are again any null values present in the data pictorially or not, because if that is there, it might be a little concerning, and output might not be that efficient as possible. So that is being done in here, and the color has been defined. And then after that, we go on to the map color of the same, and the definition of it is given in here. What color exactly do you want it to be reflected with? And then after that, we go in to getting in the number of female candidates in here, getting in the number of male candidates here, so that we understand the demographics. Very, very important. Not a direct contributing factor, but something that helps us is understanding the sex ratio as well, so that we can work on it. And then after that, the male and the female students representation is something that we do via this graph. We have our x-axis and y-axis being defined, x being the sex that we have, and y being the number of people that we have. And then we given these column colors, and then we can see that the female candidates here are more than the male ones. Then after that, we go on to using the kernel density estimations, and then having the age of students count as well, to understand that we have people from which age to which age do we have in the youth in here, or is it the old people, or is it very, very young people. So all of that. And you can see a graph of that being represented in here. And then exactly having in like the count of the male and the female and the different age groups. So again, a graph of that being same, with age in the x-axis, and then in the y-axis having in the count. You can see that in some there is male more, some there is female more. So having a basic understanding of in which age which people fall in. Then after that, understanding the area that they come from. Are they from urban area? Are they from rural area? So having in the code for the same, you've seen it in terms of text. Now then visually representing it, we again put it in white grid, and X is the address, that is either urban or rural, and then Y is the count that we have it. So that is the representation of the area. Then again, age versus the final grade. So understanding that if you have this age of person, what is the grade that they are scoring? Is it good? Is it bad? We are now having this representation in terms of the box plot. So that is the reason why box plot is up there. And then again, x is age you have, and y axis you have the G3, that is the final grade that they score. So you will see the representation of that as well. Then after that, going on to does age affect the final grade? So representation of the same by putting in the formula and seeing if it actually happens. If it happens, then finding out actual reason and seeing in what exactly you as a professor or you as a faculty group can help them in understanding. It's a pictorial representation of the same. Then going on to the grade distribution that we have via address, that how much are the people scoring, urban area, rural area, what is the density and all of these things. So you're putting in the grades in the x-axis and then the density in the y-axis and seeing it exactly that is region affecting. Now we check that if we checked if age was affecting or not. Now we are checking if region is actually affecting or not. And we have checked it on two parameters. Then after that, this is done, and we are then majorly done with the project. So that this helps in understanding if what are the exact parameters that we had worked on, and what exactly can be the efforts taken from our end. Are the external parameters affecting them in some way or the other? Or is it completely the college resources that help them excel or not perform in the best way as possible, and then we can accordingly take an approach. So for example, if you are from a rural person and if you are not financially stable or anything, all of that will be reflected in here through your performance if in any case that happens. So just to take a check of all of these things are performed, and then you have the analysis, you have all of the demographics, and you know that you as a working uh, group, what can you provide to your people who are studying in your university. So this is majorly the project that I worked in, and this is it from my end. Thank you so much. If ma'am, you do have any questions, I am open to answer them.
So Sakshi, have you tried for any algorithm?
Ma'am, so regression was the basic concept that I had in here. I was trying to go in through linear regression, but it was not exactly reflecting it correctly. I was getting uh, like the graphs and all the results that I wanted it. This was the best suitable one and the most helpful one, which is why I picked up this approach and like not particularly going into any of the types.
But you have done till EDA only, no? So you have not applied any algorithm, isn't it? You will score less marks. That is what I just wanted to tell you, because in addition to EDA, na, you have algorithm as well. Okay, so good explanation about EDA. So if you wish to score more marks, Sakshi, then you may add algorithm. Otherwise, it is your choice.
So once I've added in the algorithm, do I like show you the output on PC, or like do I get you on a call and show it again?
Yeah. Once you show me that, na, I have just now given you 38 marks. But
Yes.
if you show me algorithm as well, then probably +2 +3 based on what efforts you have taken, we can increase that marks.
Works, ma'am. So will the screenshot work, or will a recordings being sent to work, or call?
Demonstration.
Okay, ma'am, works. So I'll resume from this part and show the algorithm if that is okay for you.
Absolutely
Perfect.
perfect.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Great. Okay. Next
Thank
who
you.
will be there?